this up with invocation and then a pledge. Deputy Chief Noble Taylor.
Thank you for being here today. If you would, bow your heads with me for a minute and we'll say an opening prayer. Lord, Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for all those that are here as we place a new piece of equipment in service. Father, watch over all of us, keep us safe and strong as we go. Forgive me for that. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen. Will you join me in the pledge now, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, I've already welcomed you. We've talked about what we're doing here. I want to give you a little history of the wet down, also known as the washdown ceremony. It's a firefighting tradition that dates back to the 19th century. For us, we have only embraced this tradition 2 times, but we're going to carry it forward. Many of you know that the Volusia County Fire Rescue is a young fire department as far as time goes. We've only been in existence since 1986, but we know it's important to carry these traditions, to adopt them, and reflect on them as we go forward, and that's what we're doing here today. What this represents is change, and it also symbolizes the value that a new fire truck holds for the community that it's going to protect. The first step in a wet down ceremony is to transfer the water from the apparatus that is being retired to the new apparatus. That was done last night by the crews that were here, and also with help from the volunteers that were also present. It represents a seamless transition of ready water for use in fighting fires from the past to the present. So it symbolizes also that we're passing the baton in the form of water. For us, water is the most important extinguishing agent that we carry. It's still one of our biggest assets. We recognize that. The second step is to wash down the tires of the new fire truck. And in the days of the horse-drawn steam pumpers, on hub, spoke wooden wheels, the wheels of a fire engine were always washed down after it had been used to fight a fire in order to keep the wooden components from drying and cracking. The third step is the firefighters, myself, and all of you that would like to participate are going to help us push the apparatus into the new station, or into the station bay here. What that does is that recalls the days, 19th century and even before that, when the fire apparatus were horse-drawn, steam pumpers, that type of thing. They would return to the station after a fire. Once the horse team was disconnected from the apparatus, the firefighters would push the apparatus back into the bay and get it ready for the next call. Push-in symbolizes the transition from the past to the present, but it also reminds us of how things used to be done. The fourth step is going to be a prayer blessing. I'm going to ask Deputy Chief Noble Taylor again to lead us toward that. And that'll be a blessing for safety on the new apparatus as a delivery platform for the firefighters that will use this equipment to respond to the emergency needs of the citizens in the community and support countywide, really, because this apparatus responds everywhere in the county.
Lord God, Father, we come to you this morning and we ask for your divine blessing on this piece of equipment. We ask that you place your hands on it and you keep our firefighters and our hazmat technicians safe as they come and go to emergencies and return to quarters. Father, we ask that you put your hands and your blessing on every firefighter now and for the many future generations of firefighters and responders that will work off of this engine as it goes forward and protects our community. We just lift it up to you, Father. We ask for your blessing in all that we do. Give us the courage to be strong and be safe, and let us put on the full armor of your word every time we roll out the door. In Jesus' name we pray, Father. Amen.
Amen. The last thing that we're going to do is we'll have fire company engine 15 on the radio call the apparatus in service, and that'll be the last act that we do. Today we have a very, very special thing that we're doing, and that is we're dedicating this apparatus in memory of Battalion Chief Jason Costello. JC, would you come up here, please? Every time we get an apparatus these days, the apparatus company is very nice to give us a really good photograph of the vehicle before we take receipt of it. And that's what we've done. We have given that to the family. They'll be able to keep that in the memory of Battalion Chief Jason Costello for his dedication in hazmat operations and for his dedication to Volusia County. You'll also see afterwards on the front of or inside the cab of the apparatus, we placed a marker dedicating the vehicle, and that'll be there permanently. So this is a tradition that we've started. We're going to continue to carry that forward. We're recognizing people that are part of us that are no longer here and left us early, but are able to keep their spirit alive, the firefighting spirit that they had while they were here, so that everybody that gets on this vehicle anytime will see that plaque and know that this vehicle is for good, and they're part of that team. A few special words from Battalion Chief Nick Costello.
Just start out by thanking everybody for coming today and sharing this dedication and placing this truck in service as an I-15. It's definitely been a journey. It's been a journey for myself, Director Pozo, you came over, Chief Smith, who has carried the ball, ran with it, and made sure that we had the personnel, the equipment, the tools, the knowledge to keep Volusia County going and make us probably one of the best hazmat teams in the state of Florida. And it's been a pleasure for me, who came in and started my career in Volusia County, that is, at this station, within these walls. My first partner, Arlene, is here to share this dedication, and she'll tell you, our first hazmat truck was a 1979 Econo van cut in half with an old ambulance attached to the back. That's where we started, and we're not going back that far. As he said, we are not that old of an agency, and with the support of our administration and council, we've been able to morph into what we are today, one of the nation's best. So, you know, coming up here, and you know, this was something that I had to put a lot of thought into, because originally I was coming up here just to say, hey, you know, give kudos to our personnel and our staff for getting us this truck. That was my original plan, and that's going back a year that I started thinking about what I would say. No, you know, way, shape, or form that I ever think that I was going to get the double whammy and also have to talk about, you know, my brother Jason, Battalion Chief Jason Costello, and what he gave to Volusia County Fire Rescue over his 20-plus years of service. So for me, it was kind of like, wow, it's an honor, but it's also sad. You know, I can't say that, you know, I'm both happy and sad. With that said, you know, I want to give you this little tidbit. Jason and I would talk occasionally about our hazmat truck, all right, and about where we needed to take this hazmat team collectively. Jason, myself, and Lieutenant Love. I'll tell you that without having Jason, who was a technical rescue team member, and Lieutenant Love by my side, being able to move this team forward was because I had them behind me. Either they were pushing me, they would keep me out of trouble, all right? Proofreading my memos, all right? All aspects. Without them, we wouldn't be here today. And then there's the apparatus team. Van, you and your personnel, Caleb, Daniel, John Swisher, you guys were priceless. From the get-go, being able to take what we were trying to tell you and interpret it and put this truck together is a feat in itself. So we would talk occasionally, Jason and I, about this hazmat truck. And I would say jokingly, hey, by the time we get one, they're going to be dedicated. All right? That's going to be a long time from now. And if you know Jason and I in our relationship, there was a lot of competition there. So yet again, he beat me. Okay? Yet again, he won. And that's a good thing. Because now it's getting dedicated to him. And when our personnel get on this truck and respond to whatever emergency it is, they can do it with honor, they can do it with satisfaction, and know that they make a difference. They make a difference day in and day out. We're here a month, 2 months later. I miss them. I think about them every day. I wake up in the morning, I think about them. I go to bed, I think about them. I tell my wife all the time, you know, I just can't get them off my mind. I give her kudos for having them put up with me every day, because it's one thing that I never, ever imagined I would have to do. Never. And that's coexist without my brother. Just never imagined it would ever happen. Especially the way that it did happen. I'll leave you with this. I'm proud of everybody in this room. What you do day in and day out. If I don't tell you enough, I promise I've been trying to tell you as much as I can. All right? And there's some people in this room that probably know that I've been pulling them aside saying, hey, thank you. Keep up the good work. We're proud of you. The administration is proud of you. And, you know, I have a really good feeling that there are good things to come. I promise you, wherever there's a hazmat call, this truck will be ready for the task and will mitigate it appropriately, safely, and quickly. So, again, thank you, everybody. Chief, thank you very much. It's definitely been a journey.
That's
I hope